apologize that I'm running late. I was having some issues with Facebook's new platform, and then I went live in the wrong group. Amazing. Okay, that's all right. So we're here now. I'm so excited to be sharing this message around why spiritual women get to have it all. Not only do I believe that on an intellectual level, but it's been channeled to me so strongly like over this past week or so. And it's just been like on my heart, and I really want to share it with you. So something that I'm sure you guys have all really been feeling or did feel the intensity of the Cancer new moon that we had tonight, bringing up all of like our old wounding and things like that that is ready to clear so that we can step into deeper power. And so the message that has been coming through to me, and one of my clients, Constance, had actually introduced me to this dragon energy that I've been working with, which is like very ferocious, is around like why it is so important for us to step up right now and to really just dissolve these feelings of being small, or like our voice doesn't matter, or the imposter syndrome, and all the things like that that can get so complicated as we show up in our full power. So the reason that we're primed to have it all right now is because our planet is undergoing a major, major, major ascension. And so, of course, in our planet undergoing an ascension, we're undergoing an ascension on a personal level as well, so that we can be there to help others rise in our own unique way. And so why we're primed right now for success is because we are so needed, right? So who's going to help the people ascend? It's all of those who are tapped into these deeper powers, these deeper energies, who are able to see behind the veil, who are able to see into the 3D and translate that, see into the 5D and translate that into the 3D. These are the people, which is us, right? The spiritual leaders who are able to help others who are still on that journey of not being able to understand so clearly and so well. And so if we don't allow ourselves to show up in full power, we are then unable to help because we're not giving people the opportunity to come into our containers and to work with us so that we can really help them ascend. And give me a live if you're here live. Of course, if you're watching the replay, give me a replay. Feel free to ask any questions. And like, I want you guys to understand, because the veil is so thin, right? We're like getting this big shuffling. That's why we keep saying power structure after power structure after power structure crumbling. Anything that is not the truth is crumbling. Anything that was built just on power and control is crumbling, right? While all of this magic is coming forward. And I'm definitely not the expert on dragon energy. I've just been working with it recently, but a woman popped into my DMs when she heard me say that, and she mentioned that the dragons have really been circling, and they're the masters of like clearing energy really quickly, right? And helping us ascend quickly, which is likely why that energy has been coming to me so powerfully, and it's coming to all of us in our own way. Maybe, you identify more as a star seed, you work with Pleiadian energy, or maybe you don't even identify with any of those energies and you just receive your messages, but they're coming through so strong right now. And the clearing and the discomfort that we've been experiencing is so powerful and so intense right now because the universe is like trying to clear the vessel, trying to clear the vessel, trying to clear the vessel so you can show up in full power. And so you are really primed to have it all, because if you think about it, you're put on this planet with a divine mission. You are not able to fulfill your mission if you aren't well supported. So if you do not have the financial abundance, right? If you don't have the inner peace, if you don't have the love, the joy, the pleasure, how can you be deeply of service for any sustained period of time? You can't. And so if you can't be deeply of service for any sustained period of time, you are not able to live in your full divine gifts. If you think about the people who have made the biggest difference on the planet, right? Whether it was negative or positive, they still had a great impact, right? We get to choose what our impact looks like. All of us here today want to have positive impact. They all have resources behind them. Even Mother Teresa died worth 120 million. And so as spiritual women, it is so important that we break out of this mentality of like, oh, because I'm here for service, it must be free. Because in doing that, you're not allowing yourself to rise just in your own being, as a woman, as the queen, you're limiting your platform. You're limiting how many people know about you. You're limiting how many people that you're actually helping, because you want to think about it like this, right? Money gives you more power, gives you more leverage. When you have those things, you are doing the things to attract the larger audience. It means you've been changing more lives because you're actually allowing people to pay you. If you don't allow people to pay you in the value of your work, they are not going to see the changes that you're able to provide. Why is that? Because how much do we value things that we get for free? We value them for like 2 seconds. If people do not have skin in the game, if you are out there hawking single sessions, people are going to come and go, come and go, come and go, say how they were inspired, say how you're so wonderful, but you aren't even giving them the opportunity to be like, this woman changed my life. And the universe is setting you up, sending you all of these psychic messages, sending you that pull of like, move forward, move forward, move forward, because you are important. And because you're important, you're primed to have everything that you desire. And we also want to think about this ripple effect, right? So if we don't package our work in a way where we're offering deep transformation with clients over a longer period of time, if we don't charge in the value of the transformation, which helps clients stand up and do the work, we really aren't doing our job. And then the ripple effect is you are now teaching all the women around you, when you do that their work doesn't matter either, right? That's how we got in this situation, is somewhere, somehow, it came about like, oh, well, if you want to help, it's not really of high value, but your work is of high service and it is of high value. So you don't want to, and preaching, like so many of us are out there preaching like female ascension, female liberation, right? Fuck the patriarchy, fuck the system. It hasn't served any of us. The system had you out there doing everything for free, right? So don't fight for your own scarcity. If you're out there fighting for women's empowerment, why are you refusing to receive money and to receive wealth? It is so important right now that we really take the time to redefine our relationship to power. Power is not negative. Just like how I talk about there's nothing good or bad about money, we have stories around money very often from the people that we've seen have money, but that has nothing to do with money. The world is also primed for a bunch of people who are wonderful to get rich. And imagine what the world would look like that way. Imagine what the world would look like if you were one of them. So power is the same thing. If you want to make a big difference in the world, it is time to deepen your relationship with power. And part of deepening your relationship with power is also deepening your relationship with money, because they go hand in hand. And that is a reality of the world that we live in. And it is actually not natural for your being to deny yourself of tangible resources like the home, the car, the vacation, the clothes, whatever it is that you want, because you are put on the earth as a human. Being a human means having a body and needing physical things around us. And how do you think we're going to ascend to this like totally new vibration where everyone has what they desire? It's pleasure, it's joy, it's all the yummy stuff. If you're holding the vision for that, but then in your actions and in your business, you are sending the opposite message of like, oh, I can't have too much. I can't have too much. I can't have too much. We can't get there, right? Like, to get to here, you have to be willing to cross the bridge. You have to be willing to receive more. As you receive more, you will have more to give. We've all experienced being overworked, underpaid. How did it feel? It didn't feel good. What state did it leave you in? It left you exhausted, laying in bed, anxious, depressed. Were you being of service in that state? No. The same thing will happen if you do not treat your business like you fucking treasure it, and treat yourself like you treasure yourself and give yourself everything. There's so much power and manifesting from the place of the queen. We talk a lot about queen energy, right? Do you think the queen's running around on scarcity vibes making no money? Fuck no. The queen opens the door to the castle and everything is done. right? Her bank account is good to go. Her love life is good to go, right? Like her surroundings are beautiful. And this is why I talk a lot about working with rose energy, Lakshmi, like channeling into your divine feminine, make time to play, dance around naked, sing, do the thing. So that way, when you've done the work, it like you're creating more space for everything to land. And the universe is a giver. There's nothing about the universe as a taker. And so often, because we've been conditioned, right, and we've played small and we've been burned for our gifts and all these things, we don't feel empowered. But we have to realize that those systems were part of our past and they're not part of where we're going. And you are still buying into those systems when you refuse to share your voice, when you refuse to charge your worth, when you refuse to take the steps to build a phenomenal fucking booming business that makes you money and changes people's lives. When you refuse to do those things and you still play small and you still loop on all, your stories because this, that, and the other failed in the past, whatever it is, you are buying into an energy that is intended to keep you small. And we must remember, spiritual women never would have been burned or called crazy or any of these things if we didn't have power. No one spends time trying to keep someone small who has no power. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to wake up to where you're buying into the very patriarchal force that you speak out against so openly. And where you do that is in undervaluing yourself, undervaluing your work, and being available for still being confused around how to get to the next level, right? The queen moves with potency. She moves with precision. It's not that you need to know how to do everything on your own. Absolutely not. It's that you take, so when you do feel confused, is that you allow yourself to be led to solutions, right? And if you want your life to be big, juicy, and free, there is an amount of work that must be done to just lay the stage. So everything, we were talking about our masculine energy, right? That's the structure, the strategy, those things. When that's all in place, there's so much more room for you to free flow and be of service and receive these channeled messages. And it is, like I feel so strongly, it is spiritual women who are going to carry the planet forward. You even see in the corporate world, a lot of times, a lot of these women who've gotten wealthy, they're still not happy, right? Because it still wasn't with this feminine flow. And if there's anyone who understands goddess flow, it is the spiritual woman. And that is what the universe is calling for, because this like toxic masculine energy that we've been working with to build is clearly not working, and therefore it's crumbling. So we need to allow ourselves to feel into deeper power, right? Because we are powerful. We are powerful. And guys, like, just in terms of your relationship with money, it's like you think you can like literally like read the future. You're hearing things, right? You're receiving messages. You know things are going to happen before they happen, all of this stuff. And then you feel like you can't understand the energy of money, which is so basic by comparison. And the reason I call it basic by comparison is because we all need money, right? We all work with money every single day. Everyone is not getting the level of messages from the universe and those intuitive hits and the knowingness and being able to look behind the veil. Not everybody has that experience to the degree that you do. When you have that experience, you are able to move through the world more swiftly, right? So if you align your spiritual power with the energy of money, babe, you get to have it all, right? There's so much power in being able to do that and then helping other people do that. And I was just looking for, here's my cards. One sec. So it's just so important that we do that and that you realize how important you are right now. You were always important, but your soul chose to incarnate at this time for a very specific reason. And because you're receiving these messages, because you're here today, because you're even in this group, part of the reason your soul chose to be here at this time is to carry the planet forward. And you must from a place of pleasure, from a place of joy, and also your civic duty. Allow the world to hear and feel your gifts and what it is that you have to say. You must allow yourself to get over the fear of learning about business, right? There's nothing wrong with you that you haven't figured out on yourself. That's why people like me exist, right? To help you do it, because I've done so much of it in my life and now have the pleasure of taking everything that I learned and helping other women work with it, so that women who've never possibly made money, with their gifts, or I see this a lot in this spiritual and healing spaces, they've been out doing their $100 sessions here, $100 sessions there. Like, you can't live that way. It's so draining. And that's why it's so incredible that I have my clients, or I've helped them like step out of that very quickly, often in a matter of weeks, to scale to real income. Okay, so my client Beth, who went from $125 sessions to $3K paid in full, right? Even women, I have some women who are in the corporate space where they're, they are business owners, but their clients are corporate. They're even getting paid more, right? Because they're changing their energy. They're changing how they approach the work. And it's no more of like, I'm just of service to you and you pay me by the hour. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm a queen. I am up-leveling your whole brand. I've learned how to package my work in a way that is impactful, where people are like, yes, 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 give me more. And then you get paid more and you get better respect and you're able to hire more help and you're able to have more time back. Like, ladies, if you think about it, just from a business perspective, you want to be spending like 70% of your time in sales and marketing and 30% with clients. In order to do that and also be financially successful, you have to learn how to package, to market, to sell, to attract, so that we can have that flow that you guys all love to have so much. And so I want to do a reading. I didn't get to pull the cards beforehand. So let's just see what comes up now. And ladies, like, I want you, leave a note in the comments. Like, where do you know you have been playing small? Where do you know? Oh my gosh, these cards have come out so many times, like 3 times in the past 3 days. This is interesting. Where do you know that it is time for the next level and you have not been taking the steps? You have not been giving yourself permission to rise. What do you need to release to give yourself the permission to rise? Because I'm telling you, it's time. When I say the dragon energy has been powerful, it's literally felt like I have a wild animal in my chest that is like, speak. And something else you need to remember is that when you're uncomfortable because the queen inside of you wants more. So think about all the times in your life, right? You felt small, you felt other, you're like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not happy with it? Everybody else has all that shit. Because you weren't supposed to be. You were not supposed to be. You are not here for just a good enough life. You're here to have it all. And the more that we all adopt this perspective of we're here to have it all, the more people get to rise. Nobody loses in that. Because when we step out of scarcity, when we are willing to step into overflow, when we are willing to help others break down anything that is between them and stepping into overflow, we all rise. Money is a resource, is infinite. There's no pie, right? Forbes has projected that the online education space is going to be a $325 billion market by 2025. So like, we've got to stop fighting for our own scarcity. Even we may not be doing it intentionally, but we could be doing it unintentionally in our actions, and being available for being stuck, and being available for not doing the scary thing to get to the next level. And so what comes up, literally, I've been pulling cards for the past few days. These 3 cards have come up every single time. The Fool, the 5 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Can you see? Okay. So what's powerful in this is like the Fool. So, if you know about tarot, the Fool is tarot's the Fool's journey, right? So the Fool travels through the major arcana and learns all of these lessons along the way. So there's different interpretations of the Fool. What is coming through now, and this very much aligns with this pleasure message that I've been getting for all of us to really step deeper into and embody to help our financial flow, to help our manifestation flow, is it is time to take a more like childlike view of the world and of what's possible. And by childlike, I don't mean dipping back into princess energy, waiting to be saved, etc. By childlike, I mean taking the perspective of like, okay, well, if sky's the limit, like what's my point of view, right? Anything is possible. Children don't think like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that for 5,000 different reasons. It's just everything is pure. So if you think about yourself as this pure vessel where everything is possible, where are you being called to go? Because right now, while that energy is going to benefit you, a lot of us are in this 5 of Pentacles energy, and this is what we need to release. So you see how they're out there like struggling in the snow. And so what is that? But it looks like, right, there's the church window behind them. So that's like we're out there struggling, but we're not looking at what's right behind us, right? Those church windows. That's like where all the answers are. And the church windows in this reading is really this high priestess energy, which I love that it's coming up, or we're talking about why spiritual women get to have it all, because the high priestess is, right, she is the intuitive, she is the psychic, she is the one who's able to channel into the 5D and bring those things out into the 3D reality. So while you're worried about current circumstance, whatever's in your bank account, what's not, whatever these 3D issues are around you, you are missing the opportunity to ascend and to have more by not channeling deeper into your intuition and allowing yourself to be led to where more is possible. And so again, let go, right? Let go comes up. So letting go is letting go of anything that is in the way of receiving the messages that your spiritual energies bring, your guides, the universe, God, however you think about it. We need to let go of anything that is not those messages right now, because that will allow you to show up in full power, right? And to romance yourself. This pleasure message just keeps coming up, keeps coming up, keeps coming up. You've got to start treating yourself like the queen. The queen would not allow her business to suffer. The queen would not allow her business idea not to flower, right? Queens still have a lot of masculine energy while they also have a lot of powerful feminine energy, which means that they do what it takes to move forward so you can thrive. And the yes card comes up, like it's time to give yourself a big, fat yes. The universe always says yes, not now, or I have something even better in mind. The universe is saying yes to you right now, so please start saying yes to yourself. I love it. The cards just always confirm exactly what you say. It's wild. How do we actually create a life that we truly want to live? Start to say yes to what you want in life, and only what you truly want. This involves boundaries and saying no to old comfort, letting go of unhealthy patterns and relationships, and bravely moving into the unknown parts of your life experience so the universe knows your willingness to create space for your true yes. Trust the path and know that everything is always happening for you and not to you. This is so important. Stop saying yes to shit that isn't a yes. If it is a half yes, if it is a quarter yes, say no, because the universe cannot deliver to you if your life is full of no's and muddy waters. There's so much power in just only saying yes to what you desire. And I was having a call with a beautiful woman today, and I was just encouraging her, like, you don't have to, when we talk about claiming our desires, it is so important to claim our desires. I talk a lot about certainty in our manifestation process. Certainty doesn't mean that you know that you're able to lay all the bricks to get to the house. Certainty is about what you desire, what you want. What do you want? How do you want your business to feel? How do you want your day to run? How do you want to be treated? What do you want out of your love life? Where do you want to live? How much time would you like to spend traveling? What does your life look like if you get to have it all? And don't be shy. The universe loves to give. I command my desires from the universe. I'm like, now, you know? You're not getting punished for that. It's okay to speak out. I know we were taught to be obedient, but obedient women do not get rich. Good girls do not get rich. There's nothing about being obedient and being like, okay, okay, sure, go along to get along, do whatever my dad says, da-da-da-da. That's not how women are getting rich. And it's not about like being super defiant, right? And just being obnoxious and pushing back for no reason. It's about standing in your power and being clear about what you want. Because you can't receive if you are not, you can't receive with consistency and with power and with clarity where it's like, yes, that's exactly what I asked for, if you don't know what you want. And you're also more likely to get confused because you aren't clear on what you want. So you start saying yes to these things that aren't really it. And now we're more confused because we don't know what's going on. So tell me, ladies, like, what is it that you want, right? We're going back to the energy of the fool who is not conditioned, not been subjected to patriarchy, not been subjected to the system. The fool's not thinking that way. The fool is just like on a playful journey where everything is available. That is the place that you want to start creating from today in your life and your business. That is how you will step into overflow, by not being available for things that you don't desire. Birthing a new age also comes up, right? This whole time I've been saying, like, the reason that you're set up to have it all and to be so well supported is because you are birthing, you're part of the birthing of this new era, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So this isn't just collectively, this is about your personal life too, right? Because the degree to which your personal life is aligned is the degree to which you are also able to show up in full power with the collective energies. So we have got to get clear. Where we are confused in our business, we must say no. Where we have been subjecting ourselves to self-abuse and not allowing ourselves to get help, saying like, oh, later, later, later. When is later over? Later is not over till you decide it's over now. The self-abuse does not stop until you say that I'm done. I'm getting like, to me, it is self-abuse to be procrastinating in your business, to be confused about the next steps forward because you're saying, yes, I'm available for suffering. And meanwhile, we're all out here teaching how suffering is not necessary. Suffering is no longer needed. So you need to watch when you're playing into suffering and don't realize, right? We don't think about it like that always, and that's okay. But now, it's been brought to your attention. So if you're done with any level of confusion, not knowing which way to go, sick of your income, wanting to scale with ease, wanting to feel some joy while you do all of this, we're not starting and running our businesses to feel suffocated and stressed out. I sure as hell was not here for that and still am not. So if you're wanting this, if you're wanting this new life, if you're willing to give yourself, like, guys, the yes, 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 yes to my desires, yes to my freedom, yes to my pleasure, yes to my clients getting phenomenal results, then I invite you to get on a free call with me. I'm just so passionate about helping women step out of their old bullshit, step out of any confusion around scaling online, and bring their work into the world in powerful ways. And there's so much support that I offer you. Packaging, pricing, messaging, helping you define your business. A lot of us are like, I don't even know what to call myself. I can't even explain the full transformation to you. You get support with all of that. I'm so passionate about the healing work. We do intuitive kinesiology, and there's Akashic work as well for that deep spiritual healing, so that as you learn strategy, you can also shed everything else that is not aligned with you, right? That is keeping you from your full power, so that when you show up, you are able to be magnetic. That's so important. We do branding work as well, so that your brand can actually reflect the power of who you are. Like, ladies, this is literally sales, video, content. It's a total multi-dimensional 360 experience. I'm so into the practical 100%. There is no way I would have the success that I've had in my business of 100K cash in 6 months, or that I've had in my past lives, right? In full-time jobs with the things that I did, and growing this huge direct sales team of 100 people. I did $1 million in sales in my last full-time positions before starting this position. I understand this 3D reality. I get how to work with it, but I'm also highly spiritual. I'm also intuitive, and my clients are too. You don't have to be like, say that that's what you do in your work, right? I have like other business coaches, healers who don't align their work that way, but there's still women who believe in the empowerment of women, and there's still women who believe that our intuition and following intuition sets us free. And so that's why I'm so passionate about having a container that allows all this beautiful spirituality, the mysticism, the healing, the business strategy, the work with our voice, and our full blossoming to all come together into a single package. It's such powerful, powerful work. So I invite you onto a call to chat about ways that I can help you scale your business in flow, where you're feeling like a goddess. There's no more time for suffering. You cannot suffer and help the planet ascend at the same time. You must liberate your inner queen. If you are uncomfortable, she is like, girl, set me free now, right? You'll know when she's satisfied because you'll feel good. So book a call. The link is above. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.